It's 4 p.m. We bring you developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon and Patrick Paez.
I'm at Lingao, and some stories we're watching this Monday, July 29. The Solicitor General has filed a co-warrant of petition against suspended Bamban Mayor Alice Go. It challenges Go's eligibility to hold office, citing her status as a Chinese national and allegations of serious dishonesty. The embattled mayor is facing investigations on her alleged connection to Philippine offshore gaming operators, or Pogos. VP Sara calls out PNP Chief General Romel Marbil, that's for allegedly misleading the public about her security detail. In an open letter, Duterte described the situation as a, and we quote, clear case of political harassment. The PNP has recently pulled out 75 policemen assigned to the VP, supposedly to increase personnel on the ground.
And 19.2 million students have enrolled nationwide for school year 2024 to 2025. But over 800 schools in the country have suspended the opening of their classes due to the impact of Typhoon Karina and the southwest monsoon, or Habagat. Joining us today, Ana Marie Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, and Storycon's resident political pundit, Ronald Llamas.
Happy Monday.
Before anything, Ami, happy anniversary to the Philippine Star.
Wow. Thank you.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Ilang
Hindi ko
taon
kayo
na,
mapadala
Ami?
ng pagkain, pero marami dito. Sorry ha.
Ay,
Hindi, padala mo lang sa...
Pwede naman dito.
Padala mo lang sa...
sa chat.
Pwede naman ipadala.
Sa Maya. Padala mo sa Maya na lang.
Ayun. Muntik iba mabanggit ko. But Ami, how many years? How many years na?
38.
38 years, okay?
Since 86.
Right. And Ami, I understand, since 86, nandiyan ka na.
Yes, original. Hindi na lang kami siguro mga...
Oo. And I think, Ami, no, your first beat, was it really Malacanang when you joined the Philippine Star, or
Justice.
Justice muna?
One year lang sa Justice, and then I moved to Malacanang na.
Yes. Cory years.
Aquinos, Malacanang.
Cory Aquino
Yes,
years. Nagabot kayo, Ed, ano? Nagabot sila ni Ed Lingao
Yes.
sa Malacanang.
Si Ami, pillar ng Philippine Star yan.
Oo. Pilar, haligi ng Malacanang press corps. Yan, oo.
Yung mga daga sa port area, may apo sa tuhod
Oo
na.
nga eh.
Ninang! Ninang!
So hindi nakasabay ni Ami si Mog sa police beat.
Ay, hindi. Iba.
Si Mog sa
Nagkasama
journal
yata
eh.
kami sa mga rally noon. Before the move to nagkasama yata kami. Nag-cover na yata kami magkasama din sa police. Saka nag-cover din ako briefly ng DND yata. Nagkita yata kami ron.
Yun, pre-1986. Oh, Marcos pa nun, di ba? Ayun.
Hindi naman pwedeng hindi mo
oo.
makita si Mog sa DND eh. Sa laki ni Mog, sige lang yun.
Nagko-cover kami ng mga rally noon. Yung ganong klaseng coverage.
Ito
Yung mga
yung
rallies.
mga rally pa against Marcos 1.
Anti-Marcos.
Oo,
Anti-Marcos siya, no?
Nagko-cover lang, ano?
Pero
Ami, no?
nag-cover din ako ng Marcos presidency, actually.
Yun. Okay.
Inabutan mo pa yun?
Yung last year niya.
Last year.
Yung last year, 1 year. Yung magulong
Estudyante pa kasi ako.
magulong time.
But Star, di ba?
Ami has basically seen everything, no? Oo, seen everything. World War II lang, ang di siguro na-cover na
Si
significant
Makapagal, naabutan mo.
Hindi na. Si Gloria makapaglaro na yan.
Royo.
Okay, before baka kung saan pa tayo mauwi, no? Ami, what's on the front page layout of the Philippine Star?
Dagdagan ko lang yung mga binanggit nyo na yung kay Alice Go na finailan siya ng co-warrant to. Hindi pa rin siya sumipot sa Senate investigation, ha? Ewan ko kung ano nagagawin sa kanya ng Senate. Ang sumipot doon si
Mr.
former
Supranational.
spokesman Harry Roque. Yan.
Pero Ami, naliwanagan ka ba doon sa paliwanag niya doon sa kung
Interest.
sino may-ari ng bahay, kung sa may nahuling
Dalawang
illegal
Pogo.
illegal
Pogo operators.
Cambodia na ta.
Ang sabi niya, hindi siya. Ano bang tingin ninyo?
Well, medyo may paghihimay eh. That's why we also need to get qualification here eh. Sabi kasi niya, meron pa siyang interest dun sa
Interest.
korporasyon
Oo.
na nagmamayari ng bahay na yun. Kung gano'ng kalaking interest, hindi malinaw sa akin. Hindi ko lang alam kung malinaw sa inyo.
Sabi lang niya, yung asawa niya nag-divest doon
Okay.
sa korporasyon.
So that house is owned by a corporation.
Yes.
Yun ang sinasabi niya na part owner siya. Di ba ganun din yun?
But it depends kasi on how much your interest is. Is it 1% or
Nilawan niya yung
99%?
majority, minority. Hindi naman niya binanggit kung anong percentage eh.
So may ganun. So meron daw siyang interest doon but we don't know yet how much. And sabi rin niya, wala po sa akin ang possession ng bahay na yan. Dahil as of January this year, yan po ay pinapaupahan ng korporasyon. In other words, it's being leased out.
Bugado ang sagot eh. No?
But if you connect the dots, Bok, kasi this is not just one incident. I mean, we're not making
The
any
previous-
judgment here, but there are previous also things that are being connected to him. Number one, it all started dun sa nakita yung mga dokumento niya dun sa
Was it Porac
sa
o
sa
Porac?
Pogo sa Porac. That's one.
Na mukhang tumutuloy si Mr.
Yes,
Supranational.
okay.
na
And
staff
there were
niya.
and there were nakita din doon yung dating staffer niya. Doon tumutuloy, doon tumitira sa Pogo sa Bamban Tarlac,
Tapos yung statement
Kay
ni
Altenco.
Altenco, nung una hindi siya binabanggit.
Hindi siya binabanggit.
Sinasabi lang na merong former cabinet secretary na naglalabi.
That's the third, no? And then, well,
Not our phrase, ha? That's
okay,
the phrase that they used.
Yes.
Chairman Tenco confirmed eventually that it was
Yes,
former press secretary Harry Roque that he was mentioning na connected dun sa Pogo sa Porac. The fourth, I think, would be yung submissions ng operator ng Porac Pogo in which the documents claim that Mr. Harry Roque is
A lawyer.
is the legal department head.
At merong
Or the
nakuhang
organization.
may nakuhang organizational chart
Yes, the
doon
organization
sa doon sa
With
Pogo
this
Hub
name.
na nandun yung kasama sa structure si Harry Roque.
Of course, he is denying. Mr. Harry Roque is denying that
Not
he is the
exactly.
lawyer.
Pinaliwanag lang niya dun sa TED pylon nyo dito. Pinaliwanag niya yung gray area
Okay.
na
Lots of
siya ay lawyer nung yung Pogo ay legal pa. Nung hindi na siya legal, hindi na siya abogado.
Lawyer siya ng Whirlwind. The Whirlwind Company. Saka sabi niya, ano namang malay daw niya kung sinama siya doon sa organizational chart. Hindi naman daw nagpaalam sa kanya. Yun ang explanation
Well,
niya.
technically, tama nga
At
naman
saka,
yun.
at saka
Pag
yung
nilagay sa
meeting
chart.
sa PAGCOR ay kasama lang siya. Na hindi naman siya
But he
abogado.
did admit, and I think Mr. Tenko also admitted that he tried to put in a word,
Facilitate.
Yes.
facilitate the
Hindi
approval.
labi, nagkumambyo si Altenco eh. Binawi yung hindi na ginamit yung salitang lobbying kasi merong may unethical connotation.
Saka may
It's
legal pa niyan eh.
Not even unethical but it could be
May
criminal.
legal
Doon
pa
sa
niyan.
code of conduct yun eh.
Okay.
Bawal yun. So bumuelta yung statement eh. So ang ginagamit, tumulong siya dun sa kliyente.
Anong English nun? Ami.
Hindi kasi kapag nag-lobby ka, facilitate, assist.
Parang
To assist.
pixel sa LTO.
Hindi kasi hindi siya
Hindi rin
nagpilit.
legal yun eh.
Oo.
Dating doon,
Hindi rin legal official
Yun
yun.
ang explanation niya na hindi siya nagpilit. So
Yes,
I guess
yes.
merong mga legal nuances siyang lobbying
Right.
dahil nga meron siyang criminal connotation and unethical. Merong ibig sabihin yung lobbying. Ayaw niya yung salitang lobbying. Which actually Mr. Tenko did not choose anymore.
Kaya tinireten
Ayan.
kayo ni Harry na pag nagkamali kayo ng isinulat tungkol sa
Lahat ng isang katerbang mga 14 yata yung niya.
So we have
Media
all this
organization.
we have all these connections, okay?
Yes.
That's connecting Mr. Harry Roque.
Not to insinuate anything,
not
we're
to
just
insinuate.
relating
It's just
circumstances.
There's just one too many circumstances that seem to draw some line or connection between Mr. Harry Roque and Pogo operations in
Ang
this country.
naalala ko kanina sa hearing, Patrick, yung parang interview niya nga dito kay Ted Pylon, na ang daming layers na ito ay ako, ito ay hindi ako, ito ay ako, ito ay hindi. Kanina ganun din eh, sa hearing. No, na Liz,
Pero sinasabi din niya ng ibang lawyers kahit si Ferdinand Topacio
Naku, isa
Yung
pa.
halimbawa yung case nila, digamo, oo, na merong mga certain aspects ng kaso. May mga certain aspects ng kaso na kanya-kanya yung mga abogado. You might not even belong to the same legal law firm. Kasi may mga expertise din yung mga yan eh.
Ang gulo-gulo
medyo
niya, are you a
siya
lawyer?
Sa mga ano.
Ang kaibahan dito,
Marami
hindi na to,
kong kamag-anak na abogado, kaya naintindihan ko.
ang kaibahan dito, Ami, hindi na to usapin lang ng representation eh. Usapin ito ng ownership. Di ba? Inaamin niya na meron siyang interest, yung ginamit niya. Interest.
Oh, you're talking about the house now, no?
Yes, the house, the company na nag-divest yung kanyang asawa, no, etc. etc.
So does that make him a partner?
Siguro tanong natin doon sa mga abogado at saka
No,
doon sa-
no matter
Yeah.
how much shares you own in a corporation that owns a house,
Yes,
that
yes.
would make you a partner,
Yes,
di ba?
yes. Kaya nga ang ginamit ng term
In that business.
interest. Kung wala ko narinig interest, ano ibig sabihin nun?
Baka ayaw rin niya yung word na partner. Parang yung word na lobby.
I hope lang somebody bothered to find out kung yung how much yung interest eh. Kasi malaking kaibahan ng 1%
depende sa laki
versus
yan
99.
Yes, yes. At kanina rin, may nakausap din akong abogado, Ami. Tinatanong ko rin kung ano yung mga legalities nung halimbawa, kung ito yung salin mo, nung pumasok ka sa gobyerno, habang nasa gobyerno ka ay lumaki yung salin mo at pag umalis ka sa gobyerno, lalong lumaki yung salin mo nang wala masyadong paliwanag, yan pala ay pwede kang makasuhan ng graft.
Oh, unexplained well.
Kahit hindi ka na kahit hindi ka na
legitimate business.
kahit hindi ka na
Unless
official.
meron kang legitimate business. Kasi alam ko na sabihin niya, he has a farm in Benguet eh. He has a strawberry farm in the strawberry fields. Saka dati na yung abogado. Alam ko, bago yung pumasok sa meron na yung magagandang kotse. Talagang may ano siya. He had a robust legal practice before.
Yeah,
So, depende yan eh.
I think he
yan
had
ang
the
problema
substantial,
natin
no?
dito sa Salen, Yan ang problema natin sa Salen natin ngayon. Hindi natin makuha tayo, media. We cannot get it. Etong ombudsman nating magaling, hinahawakan under lock and key yung mga Salen.
Pwede mo lang siya makuha pag
yan ang-
pumayag yung may-ari.
Okay,
Yeah, but
Ami.
it will be torturous to get that.
Ami, Bok, Ronald, for more details on what happened in today's Senate investigation, we have Philippine Star correspondent. Tao mo, Ami, si Mark Jason
sige.
Hayabyab. Yes, Mark.
Mark.
Gandang
Yes,
hapon,
hello,
Mark.
good afternoon po yan.
Oh, Mark.
Can you
Mark.
hear me?
Mark, we can hear you.
I'm okay.
Yes. Parang choppy, no?
Mark, can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you po.
Okay.
Pwede mo ba kami tulungan, Mark? Paano tilad-tila rin
Anong
itong
anong paliwanag?
itong testimony o itong
Ownership.
pagharap ni Harry sa Senado kanina dahil kami kasi hindi kami learned eh. Kaya medyo nahihirapan kami na
Mahina kami sa math.
at saka wala
I
kami
think
alam sa legalist.
all on the same page po here in this aspect po. But I'll try and do my best in doing what
Copy.
on how Harry Roque, a lawyer himself.
Teka, Mark.
How-
Mark, balik kami sa iyo,
Choppy
Mark. Medyo choppy ka. Hindi ko malaman. Chinese pa ang ano.
Choppy.
Baka lalo kami maging hindi learned.
Si Mark, balik natin niya.
Okay, we will bring back
Oh, yeah,
Mark
nawala
Jacob.
muna.
Once we get a clearer signal from him, in the meantime, balikan natin. So,
Pati pala si Mr. Supranational ay member ng company.
okay.
Inamin niya.
Ah.
Inamin niya. No?
Na may-ari ng house.
Oo, na may-ari ng house.
Yung
Ibig sabihin,
may-ari ng house.
Magkasosyo sila ni Harry.
So hindi lang niya staff at saka travel companion, business partner din niya.
Business
So,
partner din.
okay.
Oo.
Ayan.
Multi-talented.
Okay.
At saka nga pala, nakita mo ba yung ginawa ng Pagcor? Na tinanggal na nila yung kanilang accounting firm at posibleng kasuhan nila yung accounting firm na ang trabaho ay i-account yung earnings ng mga Pogo na nakaregister sa Pagcor.
What's the significance of that move?
Well, dahil parang lumalabas dun sa nilabas ng Pagcor na hindi niya nagagawa yung kanyang trabaho na i-audit yung mga Pogo. No? Kaya hindi lang nila sinesante o tinanggal sa relasyon sa Pagcor, kundi posibleng kasuhan nila. No?
Okay. Is this because na let's say this is an auditing company, na underreport yung revenues or baka na
Isa yun na-
is this, dalawa lang naman yan, under or over yan
Over,
di ba?
oo.
So, which of the two?
Mukhang
Mukhang
under.
under. Okay. Okay. And another thing, I
Pero
understand,
it-
Ronald, that Mr. Harry Roque was not earlier said to be, dapat hindi daw atin ng hearing to, ng
Dahil
investigation
meron
to.
daw siyang
What?
kasabay na hearing.
Ayun. So, ano nangyari? At napapunta siya?
Baka naisip niya na being absent ay mas hindi maganda for him. Dahil isang side lang yung maririnig niya.
Pag-uusapan ka.
Pag-uusapan ka.
Di ba? Ang wala sa kwarto, pag-uusapan.
Lalo na, nandun yung kanyang dating staff, travel companion, at kasosyo.
Yun.
Dadalo.
Also, he also attended the hearing.
Yeah.
Baka nandiyan na yung ano.
Once, Mark? Mark, are you there?
Yes po.
Mark?
Yes po. Hello, good afternoon.
Yeah.
Oh, yan, malinaw
Ayun
na.
na eh.
Better.
Sige, Mark.
Sige.
Paliwanag naman, kasi medyo nagugulong kami dun sa ano talaga yung sinabi ni Harry, Tony Harry
Ownership.
Roque.
Yes, so at least nabulabog po ata lahat dito sa Senate after the day before nagkaroon po ng balita na apparently there was a house raided in Baguio that was
Sa Tuba.
reportedly owned by Harry Roque, and news reports just quoted residents saying na who have been long time Baguio residents saying na bahay nga daw po ni Harry Roque yon. And in fact, the Bureau of Immigration did not even confirm. The Bureau of Immigration, which is one of the agencies who carried out the raid, did not even confirm yung ownership ni Harry Roque. So I think one of the highlights of today's hearing is that Harry Roque himself attending and giving details about his involvement of this house. Although medyo as a lawyer himself, he went us around with a lot of legalese, so to speak, sa pag-aari niya dito. Kasi on one hand, he did admit na tumira siya sa bahay na ito. He was he said he was a Baguio resident, and he used to live in that house but not anymore. And now it's apparently leased by a company which he named, as I think there's little details as of that, PH2, which is just based on the phase 2, that is the address of that house. It is that company the house is leased to that company, and that company has I think linked to another company, Biancham Trading, another obscure company that's apparently linked to him and his wife, Attorney Myla Roque. And upon research, Biancham is Harry Roque's wife is a managing director of that company, and apparently the Roque family intends to buy into that company, Biancham. And now, of course, these are all business interests of the Roque family, and suddenly we have links to Pogo because 2 Pogo workers were apparently apprehended while living in that house. And during the hearing, Harry Roque defended, that there is no evidence that there's one Cambodian man who was supposed to be, according to linked to Pogo, and Harry Roque during the hearing said there was no link to Pogo. And at the end of the hearing, Senator Rizon Tiveros has disclosed an informant saying that that person is not actually a Cambodian, but is actually a Chinese fugitive. So I guess this hearing did show a lot of expose a lot of things while managing to also extract information from Harry Roque.
Mark, sorry, let me just break in. I'm a bit curious kasi you're saying that Harry said that the alleged Cambodian has no links to Pogo. But at the same time, he's not in possession of the house. So how does he know these things?
Kunin natin yung sinabi ni Mark. Una, sinabi ni Mark na doon nakatira si Harry Roque dati. Nasabing siya ay resident ng Baguio. Ikalawa, yung may company na nagli-lease ngayon ng bahay na yon na dati ay siya ang nakatira. No? Pero hindi malinaw kung sino may-ari nung bahay. Siya ba? Dahil lang sinabi kasi ni Mark, nagli-lease lang itong company na ito ngayon. At itong dalawang alleged Pogo connected na mga tao ay dun nahuli.
Can I jump in, Ronald? Mark, correct me if I'm wrong. I understand from your report a while ago that this company that now owns or controls this house, may interest doon si Mr. Harry Roque at kanyang misis.
May isang company na link doon sa company na yon. So dalawang company yung binanggit
Ganun ba
ni
yun, Mark?
Yes, that's actually what's all the more confusing about it. But I think the point all of it is there is a certain level of corporate layering.
Okay.
That is what Senator Rizal Tiveros observed during the hearing, na mukhang nagkaroon din ng corporate maneuvering to cover up whatever links Harry Roque is to any of these companies or to Pogo itself. So, but this hearing is important for Secretary Roque to at least show his sense of his willingness to participate in the hearings and to deny his involvement. But at least as far as evidence is emerging, there is somehow at least an indirect link to Pogo activities, especially with two people linked to Pogo caught living in that house, because Harry Roque himself admitted that they have a contract of lease to live in. So basically, umuupa sila sa bahay na yon. Pero yung bahay na yon, hindi na yung pag-aari, kundi pag-aari ng isang korporasyon na link din naman sa kanya. So yan po yung tingnan.
Napag-usapan ba kung ilang porsyento yung interest ni Harry doon sa whatever corporation they're talking about?
Yes, I think Harry Roque's wife, Myla Roque, is managing director of Biancham Trading. And Biancham Trading, which I tried to research about this company, it's probably it's a holdings company that also engages in trading. I look back to the transcript. It is a majority shareholder of the company which leases the house. So it's very difficult to understand. He just named PH2 as the company that owns the house, whose majority shareholder is Biancham, which is in turn linked to the wife. So it's all confusing as far as
Mark, may iba bang binanggit? Because it's a company, no? May iba bang taong binanggit na kung sino pa yung ibang may-ari? It's a company eh. Sino pa ibang may-ari niyan?
I think they showed Miss Amy, of course, one prominent name that came up is a stockholder, si A.R. de la Serna, which is it was I think a beauty pageant model whose name was included. It was lumabas yung pangalan niya from the documents that emerged that were recovered in Lucky South 99. That's how all this hullabaloo came about. That how Harry Roque was linked because of the travel document that Harry Roque gave to this A.R. de la Serna, a former male pageant a model who apparently is an executive assistant of Harry Roque and a travel companion. So, and he was also invited during the hearing, during today's hearing, and it was also interesting how his involvement came about. Like, during the hearing, he mentioned that he admitted that he was studying pilot in Pampanga, and he was just living in that Lucky South Pogo hub because Harry Roque referred him to an authorized representative of the of Lucky South so that he could live for free in that Pogo hub. So a lot of these things, a lot of details linking Harry to Lucky South, and it's not even just more than just legal. It's even just how it even happened that a certain person, A.R. de la Serna, is enjoying some privileges in a Pogo hub itself. That's interesting.
Mark, sinabi ba ni Mr. de la Serna how they met? Him and Harry. When Harry met Mr. Walang rhyme, ano? When Harry met Mr. de la Serna.
Yes.
Kwento ba kung paano silang nagkakilala at paano na-impress? Harry is quite intelligent, no? Hindi yan basta-basta magtitiwala sa isang empleyado na kulang sa kakayahan. Kwento ba niya paano sila nagkakilala?
I think Senator Rizal Tiveros has asked some questions that parang may ganun din pong direction to find out whether or not it was Harry Roque who referred him to who served as his, parang facilitator para makatira siya sa Pogo Hub building na yon. Pero, A.R. de la Serna seems intent to, he denied that there was any involvement. He actually referred to another person that nakausap niya para makatira dun sa Pogo building. Pero, that person was introduced to him by Harry Roque also. So, it also, I guess, without even saying it, paano confirmed then how the two came to know each other, especially when they worked. He worked for Harry Roque himself when he was in Malacanang.
Mark, I understand you mentioned a while ago that the managing director of this company that owns the house is the wife of Mr. Harry Roque?
Yes, at least that's what there was a Pag-ibig document, because I think Pag-ibig, Myla Roque was an official in Pag-ibig, and the information that in the his her CV that in the Pag-ibig profile is that she is a managing director of Biatcha.
Mark,
But interestingly, it's not mentioned during the hearing. But yeah.
Oh,
Mark, sa next hearing ba sa Senate, ipapakuha ba nila itong mga papeles para malinawan, halimbawa yung tanong ni Ed na ano ba yung porsyento ng ibig sabihin ng interest, no?
Well, managing director yung...
yeah. So I wanted to follow that up, Mark. If
division sa mga stocks, mga ganyan.
if as managing
Yes.
director, I don't know if you're familiar with this. As managing director, is it not wrong or correct to assume that the interest would be substantial?
Yes.
Yes, of course. Yes, of course, of course. I think we only came to know about this company during the hearing, but upon researching later on, it seems like there was somehow an attempt to hide his involvement in this company by downplaying it. At least he just mentioned that he has a minimal share, he has a nominal share in whatever company, but upon looking it up, apparently he has an important share in this company that, in fact, it's turning out to be has a house that leased that house to two Pogo workers. So that itself is a glaring link that maybe it's difficult to, at least the senators are finding it difficult to turn a blind eye to, because that is itself a glaring link already.
Bok, balikan ko lang yung si De La Serna. Tama ba? Did I understand you right? Si De La Serna also has some interest in that house in Benguet?
The company.
In the company
Yes.
that owns the house. Is that
the
correct?
company.
I asked it kasi my understanding also was De La Serna nakikitira sa Pogo Hub.
But di lang siya tumira. Bago yun, Bok, malayo sa eskwela.
Ibig sabihin, if you have the means to
Yeah.
to have some sort of interest in a corporation that can
In a
own a
company.
house.
Yes,
Libre
yes.
daw eh. Libre
Yes,
daw
that's-
sa Pogo Hub eh.
I'm just
Right.
fishing around for more
Yes, yes.
details.
Yes,
Yan ba yung napag-usapan doon sa hearing na
Yes,
bakit
yes.
ganun kung ganun? Alam mo yun?
Yeah, during the hearing, it was quite an overload of corporate structure, you know.
Yeah.
Yun lang.
And one aspect of that corporate structure is to look into the incorporators of Biancham,
Biancham.
what I mentioned. One of the incorporators is AR de la Serna. So how come suddenly a stockholder, when the stockholder is AR de la Serna and the incorporators are the Roques. So it's interesting how, how this person came from out of nowhere, suddenly become a stockholder of a company linked to the Roque. So I think more questions need to be answered at the
Okay,
end of the hearing,
Mark?
and hopefully can still be answered in the
Mark,
next hearing.
I wonder if the Senate investigation or the hearing a while ago, did they find out more about the two Pogo operators who were arrested in this house in Benguet? Is there something we know of them more?
Yes.
Why were they arrested? What operations or what activities are they involved in?
I think based on what the Bureau of Immigration mentioned a while ago, a representative also attended the hearing, and he said that it was a PAOK operation based on information that there are two Chinese nationals living in that house who was linked to Lucky South, all these raided Pogos. And initially the information was that there was only one Chinese national, a woman, who was actually, and the Cambodian, the man first reported to be a Cambodian is her partner. So at the end of the hearing, Senator Ontiveros mentioned that she has information that the Cambodian man actually is a Chinese fugitive also. So which leaves more questions already, like how did a Chinese fugitive end up living in a house that was formerly owned by Harry Roque?
Not only that,
Mark, may
this
umattend
two
bang
Chinese...
taga-PAOK? May umattend bang taga-PAOK? Kasi kung ganyan na they raided and they apprehended the two persons, ibig sabihin, may kaso yan, di ba?
Fugitive.
And kung sino man na nagtatago sa taong may kaso, could be harboring, well, we don't
Yes.
know if he's a fugitive here, but they are fugitives apparently in China. Meron bang ganong pinatutunguhan yung investigation ng PAOK if they showed up at the Senate kanina? Binanggit ba yun?
Yes, ma'am. I think they did attend, but I don't recall a representative talking. Yung Bureau of Immigration po, ma'am, yung nagsalita about the information, about the operation. Apparently, they were the lead agency here. but probably that's something that the next hearings would be interesting to look at, as because the hearing really focused on how the corporate layering, corporate structure worked, about how all these corporations are actually working behind the at the backdrop of illegal pogo operations.
Mark, paano dinepensahan ni Harry yung dalawang fugitive? Sabi mo kasi kanina,
Yes.
sinabi ni Harry na hindi naman sila
Wala raw link
involved.
sa Pogo.
Wala namang link sa Pogo. Paano niya sinabi yun?
And in what capacity?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, interesting because he did take that opportunity to. So of course you would expect of the former secretary to defend himself, but he did find the time to also give details of how come these two foreign nationals end up living in that house. He mentioned that there was a contract of contract of lease, typical of siguro yung tao na umuupa sa isang bahay, but it was not a contract that he had with him, between him and these two, but it's a contract between the two foreign nationals and the corporation which leased the house. So that's, I guess, one way
Which
of
is part of a
trying
corporation
to
that he
keep
owns,
this
or
distance
that he
away
has
from the
interest in.
issue. And the guy, he mentioned that there was a man. He said that he apparently has information that his words, he described the guy as parang a digital nomad, someone who works in cryptocurrency. I forgot the term that he mentioned, something about a guy. But basically, parang digital nomad na nasa bahay lang, remote work lang. Who apparently, he claims to be working in cryptocurrency, but apparently Senator Rizal Tiveros has information that that person is actually a Chinese fugitive. who
Did
has
Senator
defrauded
Ontiveros
persons in
mention,
China.
Mark, did Senator Ontiveros mention what source is she in
Yes.
possession of in claiming or in saying that this national, this Chinese national, this foreigner is a fugitive?
Yes, she did mention. I think she was protecting her source. She said she has a Chinese informant. So I guess senators have access to a lot of informants, and one of that is she mentioned that as a Chinese informant. She actually said this in her closing statements. So it's not something that was discussed during the hearing, but
Okay.
parang pasabog, parang to conclude the hearing, that actually what Secretary Roque is saying is the fact that she's defending the two is already something to be suspicious about, because apparently they have criminal records abroad. Oh, there's another interesting thing about happened during the hearing is that medyo nagkataasan ng boses si Harry Roque and Senator Rizal Tiveros, na muntik na ma-cite in contempt si Harry Roque because he was talking over Senator Hontiveros during her questioning, na medyo I guess the strong personality of the secretary somehow got into the nerves of some senators, and Senator Win Gatchalian even threatened to cite him in contempt if he's going to continue with his manner of answering to the senator's questions.
Okay, thank you for joining the Storycon. Philippine Star correspondent Mark Jason Kayabyab.
Laman, Mark.
Thank you,
Mark.
Thank you,
Mark.
Mark.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're watching Storycon on One News. Just need to take a break. We'll be right back.
This is the Story Conference Group, or the Storycon Group. We've got the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to the Story Conference. I'm Patrick Paez.
I'm Ed Lingao. With us, Pamintuan of the Philippine Star and Ronald, Llamas, our political pundit. Our next guest is the spokesman for the Philippine Coast Guard in the West Philippine Sea, Commodore J. Tariela. Sir, magandang hapon and welcome back to Storycon. Commodore.
Magandang hapon po sa inyo, Sir Ed. At magandang hapon din po sa taga-subaybay nyo.
Yes, sir. Kasama si Patrick, tsaka si Dito Ronald Llamas at si Pamintuan ng Philippine Star.
Magandang hapon, Commodore.
Hi, Commodore.
Sir.
Hello po, sir. Hello po, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Sir, konting linaw lang dun sa yung nangyaring huling Roque mission, nagkakaiba ng ng naratibo yung DFA natin tsaka yung MFA ng China kung ano talaga yung nangyari sa Roque na yun. Ang sabi rin ng China, nagpaalam pa tayo, we notified them about Roque and they also monitored our Roque. So, ano ho yung totoo doon? Did we have to notify them?
Well, sa totoo lang, Sir Ed, no? I support yung statement ng Department of Foreign Affairs
Yes, sir.
and the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, kung saan the Armed Forces of the Philippines together with the Philippine Coast Guard did not ask any permission from the Chinese government sa ginawa nating resupply.
Yes, sir.
We also didn't authorize the Chinese maritime forces na mag-board ng ating mga barko. No? Hindi totoo ang sinabi ng Ministry of Foreign Affairs ng People's Republic of China. Ang ipinahayag ng DFA at yung totoong nangyari noong nakaraang Sabado.
Mm-hmm. Sir, just to qualify, sir, kasi yung sa iba kasi tao, may paghihimayan eh. Iba yung humingi ng paalam, iba yung nag-notify lamang. Kasi yung humingi ng paalam, hihingi ka ng permission eh. Pero did we have to notify China, for example, with their schedule for the Roque? If it's okay to reveal that.
But, Sir Ed, we did not notify, we
Okay.
did not inform them, we did not ask permission. As I said, no, ang resupply operation natin sa Ayungin ay isang routine and legitimate operation ng Armed Forces of the Philippines.
Okay, that's clear.
Commodore, meron bang pagkakataon na hindi naman talaga notify, pero binlast natin sa mas malawak na madla yung ating schedule? Not notify China, not ask permission, pero pinaalam natin sa, halimbawa, sa isang maritime community na meron tayong gagawin na resupply.
Well, as far as I can recall, sir, no, there's an instance, no, na gumamit tayo ng notice to all mariners, no.
Ayun.
But for this administration, hindi naman natin to ginawa, especially under General Eduardo Año as the National Security Advisor.
Okay, so not even that, Commodore. Is the U.S., I'm just wondering, Commodore, no, is the United States or their representative here or even there, are they in the loop when it comes to these Roque missions?
Well, I'm not really sure, no. For the Philippine Coast Guard, we're just there to support the resupply mission of the Armed Forces of the Philippines. With regard to coordination with our allies, I think the Armed Forces of the Philippines or even the Department of National Defense is in the proper authority to respond to this question.
This latest Roque mission, Commodore, was this undertaken by the Coast Guard or was it the Navy?
For this particular resupply mission that was completed last Saturday, we once again used itong resupply boat, the motor vessel Lapu-Lapu, and then it was escorted by MRB 4411, BRP Cape Engaño.
Okay, I wonder, Commodore, if you're in a position to disclose what was in the cargo, what was in the supply boat to the BRP Sierra Madre. I understand that China has been explicit about none of these Roque missions carrying large amounts of construction materials to the BRP Sierra Madre. So may ganun po ba?
Well, again, the stand of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea, wala tayong dahilan para ipaalam pa sa kanila kung anong laman natin na ikakarga natin sa resupply operation. whether these are construction materials or food or essential provision, it doesn't really matter. Para sa atin, we have all the legitimate rights to carry out the resupply. But if you're going to ask me kung ano talaga ang naging laman ng resupply natin sa Ayungin this Saturday, again, this for the Armed Forces of the Philippines and for the Department of National Defense to respond.
Pero in fact, Commodore, ang sabi ng Chinese Foreign Ministry, verify nga actually daw nila yung laman and okay lang naman daw yung laman nung resupply. Kaya pinabayaan. Saan ang galing yun?
Again, yes ma'am, again, this is a lie, no? With the videos that we presented yesterday, nakita naman natin kung gaano kalayo ang Chinese Coast Guard sa dinaanan ng Coast Guard vessel and the resupply boat, no? They do not have any opportunity na makaakyat or mag-inspect. No? And then at the same time, we're not going to allow them to do those kind of activities.
Commodore?
Pero it's significant na hindi nila hinarang, ano? Hindi nila hinarang. And in fact, kanina sinabi ninyo, yung monster ship ng China, malapit doon pero hindi rin lumapit. So, ang tinatanong ngayon ng mga tao, bakit nag-iba ngayon ang behavior ng China? Is it arising from the kung ano man yung napag-usapan ng two countries recently? At saka ano ba exactly yung arrangement? Kasi ang sinasabi natin, wala namang notification. Ang sinasabi nila, they were notified actually in somehow they were notified. Ano ba exactly talaga? Medyo naguguluhan kami.
Kaugnay doon sa tanong ni Ami, Commodore, dahil guest namin si Yusek Malaya rito last week. At sabi ni Yusek Malaya, he is not at liberty para i-announce kung ano yung napag-usapan. Ang problema, Commodore, ay dahil hindi public yung napag-usapan, ini-spin ng China according to their terms. Kailan nyo ba balak gawing public yung napag-usapan? Para mawala itong mga conspiracy na ito, mawala itong mga misunderstanding na ito, mawala itong spin na ginagawa ng China?
Well, una sa lahat, sir, no? Ang desisyon na isa publiko ang naging usapan ng Department of Foreign Affairs and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs ng People's Republic of China is not on our part to decide. I believe it reaches the highest level of the government, no, whether that would be publicized or not. But to respond to the earlier question, ma'am, no, kung what did we give in para magkaroon ng ganitong compromise, I think we never gave anything sa China, no. We just came out, both countries came out to realization na magkaroon ng mas maayos, mapayapak na resupply operation sa Ayungin Shoal. We, on our part, as I said, as what the DFA has explained, no, hindi tayo naghingi ng paalam, hindi natin tayo naghingi ng permiso, hindi natin sila pinayagan na silipin or burat natin ang supply natin. As far as the DFA is concerned, for the provisional understanding that they came out, ay wala itong naging clause kung saan it undermined or prejudicial to our own national interests.
Pero sir, sorry, alam ko pa ulit-ulit yung tanong, pero sa huli kasi, sabi nga niya, nagtataka lahat, ang ganda ng Roque this time. Compared to the last time, yung June 17 or July 17, June 17, something must have changed or something must have been significant dun sa provisional arrangement na ginawa ng dalawa for something like this to happen. Hindi naman siguro isang umaga, nagising lang yung China, nagka-epiphany.
Hindi na kami manggugulo.
Bumukas yung mga ulap.
Well, we can just interpret this na most likely it's not just the Philippines or even the People's Republic of China realize na mas nakakapagod na, mas tensionado, for us to move forward dito sa issue ng West Philippine Sea, mas maayos na hayaan na lang siguro yung supply. But again, that's speculative, no? We don't know what the PRC is thinking, why they allowed the Philippine government to complete our supply operation without so much intervention from the Chinese Coast Guard.
Commodore, apart nung speculation, sinabi kasi ni Ray Powell last week na possibly isa sa dahilan kung bakit lumambot ang China ay dahil tinatamaan na sila nung transparency, nung success ng transparency strategy. Assertive transparency strategy na nakikita ng buong mundo yung kanilang aggression at yung injustice ng kanilang ginagawa sa atin. Anong tingin nyo? May ganun bang variable or factor katulad ng sinasabi ni Ray Powell kaya lumambot ang China?
Well, sir, I've always been supporter of the transparency initiative of the National Task Force West Philippine Sea. If that could be the reason kung bakit nagkaganyan ng China, that we can also speculate the same thing, the mere fact that for more than a year, we have already exposed Chinese aggression, bullying tactics, at alam natin na mas maraming bansa ang tumitindig ngayon, sumusuporta sa atin, especially for our deepening security cooperation with other European Union and even those non-traditional security allies natin, ay nagbigay na rin ng criticism and condemnation sa pagkilos ng China. So we can say na there is really a significant impact on the part of the People's Republic of China. Why this time around they have allowed na magkaroon tayo ng pag-uusap and then eventually have a provisional understanding na magkakaroon ng mapayapang pag-resupply dito sa Ayungin Shoal.
Commodore Tariela, it would seem like the June 17 incident was a turning point in this. Going back to that incident, how close were we into actually seeing an escalation or seeing this clash or this incident turning into something really ugly?
Well, I could see na mataas talaga ang possibility sana ng isang yung level of aggression last June 17 was really high, But we have to recognize ang professionalism and temper of our Navy SEALs who were there, na despite of the aggression ng Chinese Coast Guard, nobody among those professional soldiers attempted to use a weapon na mas magpapataas or mag-escalate ng tension. So I would say mataas ang tension noon, but the Armed Forces of the Philippines, especially those Navy SEALs that were deployed during that time, have understood kung ano man ang magiging tamang response nila to counter such level of aggression.
Okay, maraming salamat. Commodore J. Tariela, spokesman of the West Philippine Sea Task Force.
Thank you, sir.
Maraming salamat,
Ingat po.
Commodore.
Thank you,
Maraming
Commodore.
salamat. Thank you po, ma'am.
Well, malinaw sinabi ni Commodore Titerera, hindi rin nagpaalam at hindi rin nagpa-inspeksyon.
Pero yun yung problema, hanggat di lumalabas talaga yung kapag-usapan.
So, ano yung pagkasunduan?
Talagang i-spin yan ng kabilang side na humingi ng permiso, hindi pinaya at walang construction materials, etc. Yung terms nila. Pero hindi natin alam kung ano yung napag-usapan Although,
Undersecretary Jonathan Malayas, we had him here last week, and he was saying na give a chance to this thing to work, and then maybe they will announce the details of the provisional arrangement. So siguro,
Baka naman face saving din sa China, kasi
and that's what
hindi
he's
naman
also saying.
sabihin sa mga tao nila na pumayag na kami na hindi na namin naharangin yung mga Pilipino. Hindi maganda dating din nun especially sa military nila. So baka ganun na, kaya tignan na lang kung ano mangyayari.
pero practically,
wala na nang gagano ng mga itak ng mga Chinese. Hindi maganda, di ba?
Pero practically, Ami, dahil sinasagot na natin yung claims ng China, lumalabas na kung ano yung napag-usapan. Di ba?
Dinidinay pa naman, Ronald, di ba?
Hindi kami hihingi ng permiso.
Puro hula-hula, at least hula pa lang tayo.
We phrase that question in so many ways. Diba? Sabi nga ni Ed, baka naman hindi nagpaalam pero nag-announce.
FYI.
Nag-announce. Hindi rin daw, wala rin daw ganon. So,
Wala eh.
May mahalagang sinabi. In-announce namin dun sa mga mariners. Yun yung sinasabi ko kanina.
Pero hindi daw ginawa yun eh.
Meron
Hindi
ba
daw nila
tayong
ginawa yun.
meron ba tayong in-announce sa
Blanket
buong mundo
announcement.
na gano'n, no?
Although sabi niya, they haven't done this
For this.
They
For
did
this,
do
for
this.
this.
They did put
in
it
this
down.
administration.
So wala talaga. No matter how we phrase that
Wala.
question, no matter how we pressed him, parang sinasabi hindi. Anyway,
Sige,
we're
ipipan nila
overtime
natin.
right now. Thanks for joining the Storycon. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, celebrating its
Anniversary, 36.
Anniversary.
38th
Anniversary. Thank
happy
you.
anniversary.
Oh, yung pansit yan, ha?
Thank you.
And thank you, Ronald Llamas, our resident political pundit.
38th anniversary, di ba?
Oh,
38.
38.
nabuhasan pa. Okay, just again tomorrow at 4 p.m. for the Storycon. I'm Ed Lingao.
I'm Patrick Paez. We are One News. All sides, all the time. This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.